You know, I may be wrong, but I'd be willing to bet that that guy that I just killed twice while he was trying to sawed off me is pretty fucking mad, and I did not get to ask him before he left the game how my dick tasted, and I'm pretty upset about that. But, you know, we move on, we get over things, and I'm past it, you know, I'm over it. I'm not sad anymore about not being able to ask him how fucking delicious my dick was at that angle. So... I'm sorry, I'm fucking retarded. Alright guys, you're watching some team deathmatch on Gridlock. I joined the game a little bit late, but no worries. I end up getting most of the kills on my team, and for some reason I'm fucking retarded here and cannot aim my goddamn shotgun to save my life. I don't know about anybody else, but whenever I go up to somebody and I you know, get really close with a shotgun and shoot somebody directly either in the chest or in the back, and I expect them to go down or to gib, and they don't, I get very thrown off by it, and I start to just fumble every shot afterwards because I'm just fucking infuriated by the fact that my shotgun didn't kill the guy the first time. So, you know, that happens a lot with me, and I have some very embarrassing moments with the shotgun in this game. But I think this is a pretty nice game. I think I go 17-3, which is, you know, isn't too bad. And it's kind of a lengthy game, which God, I don't know what it is, but every time I look at a game and it's like 10 minutes, and I think about doing a commentary over it, I get very nervous because I don't know how people can talk for 10 minutes straight and not go fucking insane, but we're gonna try to do it. So the reason I prefaced this commentary with that clip of me making a dude with a sawed-off very angry is because I wanted to talk about the sawed-off during this commentary. And I don't have the same opinions on sawed-offs that everybody else does. It seems that 99.999999% of the internet that you know, talks about Gears of War 3 really doesn't like the sawed-off. They think it's overpowered and that it's a newbie gun, and I would wholeheartedly disagree with that assumption of the gun. So why is that? Because it has very distinct disadvantages. It does have some problems. Well, maybe one. I saw a video, I don't know if anybody else knows the guy that subscribed to my channel, knows the dudes from Amazon. They were, I don't know if they're still doing MLG, but they were, you know, a former Gears of War MLG team, and they have a YouTube channel, and one of their guys did a video where he was testing all of the guns and showing their effective ranges and how much, you know, how fast they can kill an opponent, and he was using the sawed-off for one of them, and he had, like, he was doing a system link with a split screen, and he had the opponent sit side by side to him, where when he was aiming down sight on his sawed-off, the guy was not on his screen, and when he fired, he gibbed the guy. Now, that's a problem, but I don't really think that there's too many situations in an online match where you're going to be side by side at that right angle for somebody to give you with the sawed-off. And even if they are, I wouldn't bet that it would be really easy to get that kill, considering there may be some latency. You know, even on dedicated servers, there's still ping. It may not be very high, but there's still some there. And there's a big difference between online play and doing system link or LAN. So, you know, really I wouldn't worry too much about that problem. I've never seen it done to me, or really thought that somebody that killed me with a sawed-off wasn't even looking at me. Never had that problem, so I wouldn't really worry too much about it. But that clip at the beginning really shows just how easy it is to avoid getting killed by a sawed-off, and that's why I don't understand people's complaints too much. Out of all 5 of the starter weapons, I can tell you that the sawed-off is hands down the easiest to avoid getting killed by. All you have to do is just adjust the way that you approach gunfight situations and the way you go around pieces of cover, and overall just not always be using your shotgun and more or less relying on your long range capabilities or medium range capabilities through your Lancer, your Hammer Burst, or your Retro Lancer, and relying more on those than running into a group and trying to shotgun them all down like you're fucking Rambo or something, because you're not. And somebody that has, you know, decent skill with a Lancer or a hammer burst is probably going to beat you in every situation. Even, with a hammer burst and a retro lancer, close range really isn't that big of an issue. Maybe the hammer burst is at some points, because it's semi-auto. But I use the lancer and the nasher. That is my #1 setup for every game, and I never use anything else. It's the most I'm comfortable with, mostly because of the lancer's clip size and its capabilities through damage with its active reload damage increase, and the fact that when you do headshots, there's a damage modifier. If you have an active on your lancer and you shoot somebody straight in the head, you down them in, I would say, 0.5 to 0.6 seconds. It's literally instantaneous. It's so fucking quick. If you are really accurate with the lancer, you'll do more damage than anybody else on your team, and there's nothing else that can compete with that. The hammer burst does more damage overall than the lancer, but you reload it quite a lot, and the reloads take a lot longer. I think an active reload for a lancer is less than 1 second, like 0.8 or somewhere in that range, and an active reload for a hammer burst is I don't know, somewhere between 1.3 and 1.5 seconds, and it's got less ammo, so you're spending more of your time reloading than anything else. So I don't like to use the hammer burst, so I just stick with the lancer. And I think the only I'm going to go back to the sawed-off here. I've been going off topic. I wanted to talk about the sawed-off, and I haven't been doing it. So what my quarrel is with the sawed-off is the type of player it creates in the Gears of War community. Now, most of the people I see, and I've recorded several people spectating them while I'm dead, and they switch to their sawed-off, and they treat it as if it's a primary weapon. They don't use their lancer or hammer burst or retro lancer, much at all. They come out of spawn with that on their person and run around with it, and that's a very bad philosophy to go by, is to have your sawed-off out as a primary, because that's not what it's made for. In my honest opinion, and I'm sure that if you asked, the developers from Epic what they had in mind for the sawed-off when they, they implemented it into the game, was that it's a flanking weapon. It's something that you use, to coordinate with your team, that you go behind a couple of opponents that are maybe stationed, and your teammates are given suppressing fire, try to throw them off a little bit and make their attention go elsewhere, while you come up and you gib, one, maybe you get a double kill. And that's really what it's meant for, because it's a one shell, and it's over 3 second reload if you get an active, and it's got a very wide spread. So what is it made for? It's made to take out multiple enemies, but not head on, because if you're fighting somebody head on, you're probably going to die in most cases, unless they're coming around a piece of cover. I make that mistake a lot. I still make that mistake where I go around cover. I don't round it. I go around it very close, and somebody's waiting with the sawed-off, and I get obliterated. And that's my fault, and that's something I'm learning to cope with and to change my gameplay around. And I've gotten very good at it. So that's the problem I have with the sawed-off, is that it creates the type of player, usually in this community, where you have new players coming in, where they see it as something that's instant gratification, and they use it only because it gives so easily that they just run into a crowd of people and fire away, regardless of whether they are getting killed or not after the fact of them shooting somebody. All they're looking for is to get one person, and that's what they want out of the game. They just want to get kills quickly or very easily and not have to work for them. And somebody who's very skilled with a nasher and a lancer, will tell you that it is way easier to kill people with those guns once you become very used to them and you become very good at this game to an extent where you understand all the game mechanics, and you use cover effectively, and how to use your weapons in the right situations. And really, teams would do a lot better if they would spot. I can't tell you how fucking important spotting is, because I played last night with Anthony and Paul, and we all spotted every person that we ever aimed at, and wow, it really is a big difference when you have people putting spots onto somebody and you can focus fire. It makes everything so much easier, and that's really my only problem with the sawed-off, is that the people that use it, they use it in such a way where they hurt their teammates, and that's really my only problem with the gun. And I wish people would not do that and would learn to use the weapon in its most effective manner. And really, that's my opinion on the gun. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary. I will see you later.